Support Pro Play Games on Patreon.
How's it going, guys? Brito here with PPG, and I am here to present to you a deck profile, a Creepymon deck profile. So this list isn't exactly mine, it's actually Danny G's, but he gave me permission to record a deck profile for it because he asked me to play this deck at a PPG tournament, weekly locals, and I ended up topping with it. So for that reason, he gave me permission to present the deck profile for you guys. So this is essentially a mill control deck where you just, exactly how it sounds, you control your opponent until you deck them out or you swing for game. So yeah, that's the win condition for this deck. And now let's start off with the babies. So we run 5 eggs. So for the first 4, we have Pogumon on deletion. Trash top 2 cards of your deck, and then we have the Demimera, draw 1, trash 1. So the objective of this deck is to not only control your opponent's side of the board, but it's also to try to rush your mills. Just try to turbo your trash and get as many cards as in there, because as soon as you get to 20 or 30, you're going to be using Creepy to mill a lot from your opponent. Alright, so Pogumons and Demimeras for the babies. And now for the rookies. First, we run 4 of the EX2 Impmons. He's really, really good in this list, mainly because you want to mill him. You want to turbo and extend your mill. So, like, let's say you mill top 3, you mill into him, you mill 3 more. You never want to on-play him. You maybe just want to either Evo in the back and then Evo on top of him, or just straight up just have him milled. You never want to play this guy. But yeah, still a really good card. Then to continue on with the rookies, 4 of the on deletion Impmon. So yeah, on deletion, you trash top 3 cards of your deck. Yep, he's really helpful for that early chip as well as the mills. Then to continue on, we run 2 of the EX3 Digimons. On deletion, delete one of your opponent's 3k or less. If no Digimon were deleted by this effect, both players trash top 2 cards of your deck. This is actually a really, really good card. He's actually one of my favorite cards to come out of EX3, mainly because he either controls or mills. He does both. Like, he does either or. So when you need him, he's there. So run that at 2. Then we run 1 Psychmon, kind of a floodgate to help, again, control your opponents. This is really, really good when you have somewhat of a wide board and your opponent tries to play Death X. Yeah, he kind of stops Death X. So yeah, really good. Run him out of 1 of. Then we run 2 Gazis, another floodgate. This guy just stops your opponent from getting memory from other than Tamer effects. Helps out with the Bloom Lord matchup and anything really blue. We run 1 BT11 Impmon. On play, you can charge the card from your hand to bring up a 7 Great Demon Lords or 3 Musketeer. Yeah, he's there just in case you have no other way of bringing up Creepy to your hand. He just, on play, you just pick Creepy back up. You pitch a card from your hand, bring Creepy back to your hand. Alright, and then for the last level 3, 1 Lucimon. He's actually really, really good in this list, mainly just because the heal one. Spoilers, we don't really run any blockers, so if you end up clearing if you're at 0 security and you end up clearing your opponent's board, but they still have that one guy in the back, this is what kind of protects you from losing. Instead of playing a blocker, you just play this and you heal one. So he needs to get through that. So this is kind of like, in my opinion, kind of like your pseudo blocker. Now for your level 4s, we run 1 of the Genkaku Promote. Essentially, he's there for rush for game, and he can Evo on top of level 4. So he's really good for either a quick draw or swing for game. And then another card to help turbo your mills, 4 Dobermons. So yeah, on deletion, trash top 3 cards of your deck, then return 1 purple Digimon card or 1 purple Tamer card from your trash to your hand. Spoilers, we actually run no Tamers in this list. No Tamers. So Dober is really just to do that early aggression, early poke, and to just turbo your trash. Then we run 3 Wizardmons. Wizardmons are actually really, really good in any mill archetype list. Mainly for his inheritable and his mill effect. When he gets milled, gain 1 memory. Then when attacking, as long as you're swinging with like anything that's above him, like let's say a level 5 or so, when attacking, you may reveal one purple card from the top of your hand and put on top of your deck. Oftentimes, if you pull off this play, you want to do another Wizard Bond in your hand or a Death Singer so you can gain another memory. So we run 3 Wizard Mons. For the level 5, we have 1 Neo Devi. This is kind of like a tech choice because at our locals we tend to have some cross-art players. So surprisingly, that night I actually those 2 cross-art players and I got queued up into both of them. This card was really helpful in that matchup. So yeah, opponent's turn, when opponent plays a Tamer, gain 3 memory. So once you have this on the board, it kind of deters them from playing Tamers, because once they play a Tamer, it essentially passes turn. So let's say they play a Tamer for 3, you gain 3 memory afterwards, so it actually costs them 6 memory. So yeah, this guy, really problematic for those Tamer heavy decks. And then it's inheritable, when an opponent's Tamer becomes suspended, gain 1 memory. So the idea behind this guy is if you don't get them on time for like the cross-arts matchup and they get most of their Tamers out, instead of leaving him out on the field, you can Evo on top of him because he's now going to be just suspending his Tamers for his plays. So early game, you want to have him out, then late game, you want to Evo on top of him. Alright, and now for the next level 5s, we run 4 of Lucamon Chaos Modes. He's kind of a must-have when it comes to any creepy list because creepy special summons him. So this guy is broken, cracked. You need as much of him as you can. So on play, delete one of your opponent's Tamers or level 6 or lower Digimon. Broken. For the last of the level 6s, we run 3 of Maycrack Vicious Modes. This is a really good, like somewhat of a wide removal card when you're either on playing or when digivolving. Pitch a card from your hand, and if it's a purple card that was trashed, you delete level 3, and if it was a yellow card that was trashed, minus 3k DP to one of your opponent's Digimon. So oftentimes you wanna, if your opponent has two rookies on board, you on-play this, you pitch another Maycrack from your hand, and you get to delete both of those bodies, both of those level 3s. So oftentimes they have 3 or less, they have 3k or less DP. Now for the level 6s, we run 3 Creepymons. Yeah, he's kind of the boss monster of this list. When digivolving, trash the top 2 cards of your deck for each of your opponent's Digimon in play. If you trash 4 or more cards with this effect, you may play 1 level 5 or lower Digimon card from your trash without paying some memory costs. So oftentimes your target is Lucamon to either control your opponent's side of the board, or if they only have 1 security left, you Evo, keep turn. When you mill the top 2 cards or the top 4 cards, you bring out Promote to swing for game. So yeah, you just have to decide depending on the moment. And then most importantly, his when attacking effect. For every 10 cards in your trash the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck. And this Digimon gains 3000 DP for the turn. So that's actually very important. That's the reason why it's very important to turbo into your trash as quickly as you can. So yeah, boss monster of the deck. Then for other level 6s, it's kind of like tech choices, but we run 1 Beelzemon. He's good in just about every situation you get him. If you mill him from your deck, you play an Impmon. If you Evo into him, you mill the top 2 cards of your deck, and you pop a level 3, and then for every 10 cards in your trash, you increase the level by 1. That effect is not once per turn, so if you keep turn when you Digivolve with him, you can just swing. When attacking, do hit that effect. So he's good in just about every situation, except maybe if he's in security. So yeah, if he gets milled, great. If you have him in hand and you Digivolve into him, even better. For the next level 6, we have 1 Dan Devi. I actually really like this tech choice by Danny, mainly because there was actually plenty of times where I was playing against really aggressive decks, and I maybe had game 1 or 2 turns later, but I needed to kind of slow down my opponent's aggression. Having him on board really helped out with that, because if it's of his opponent's turn, when a card is removed from your security stack, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. So by your opponent being aggressive with him being on board, he's essentially sacrificing his own life, making it easier for you to win the game. So yeah, really interesting tech choice here, and I really like it. He has an on-deletion effect, trash 2 cards from their hand, the opponent trashes 2 cards from their hand. It's okay, but what really makes this card good is the opponent's turn effect. For the last level 6, we have the OG Mastamon from BT3. For a 4 cost on top of yellow or purple, trash 1 card from the top of both players' security, then play 1 purple or yellow Digimon level 4 or less from the trash without paying its memory cost. So this is very interesting because it's kind of similar to Creepymon in the sense where you get to play a body on board. Oftentimes you play your rush. Yeah, that was pretty much what I used this card for. I would play a Jax Raid, gain memory, Evo into Mastamon. We both trash the top security, and then I just go for game. This is oftentimes your game-winning card. So yeah, really, really good. Now for the options, as I mentioned just now, we run Jax Raids, 4 Jax Raids. Main effect, gain 1 memory for every 10 cards in your trash. So yeah, once you get to 10 cards in trash, you gain a memory off this guy. So that's why, again, it's really, really important to turbo your trash with this list. So we run 4 Jax Raids. We run 1 Calling, delete 1 of your Digimon, then return up to 2 purple Digimon from your trash to your hand. Really, really good when you're trying to recycle Digimon. 2 missed memory boosts. This card's a bit slow in this list because this list just wants to swing as many Digimon as you can. So oftentimes you play this and you pass turn, but it's actually really, really good to have this on board and then gain the 2 memory afterwards. The gaining the 2 memory can really help you out set up for game like in the future turns. So 2 of missed memory boosts. Then we run 3 Death Singers. For similar reasons, we run Wizardmon. When this card gets milled, you gain a memory, and then main effect, delete 1 of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. For every 10 cards in your trash, add 1 to the maximum level of Digimon you can choose with this effect. So yeah, this is either a really, really good removal or a really, really good mill target. Yeah, it's really, really good when it comes to mill archetype decks. So Death Singer is a must-have. And then for the last 3 cards, the 3 options, we run 3 Dead or Alive. Dead or Alive is kind of a must-have when you're playing Lucamons. So since we're playing 4 Lucamons in this list, ideally you run 4 Dead or Alives, but in this list it's just too tight, and 3 is good enough because you either sheet in security or you're able to play it and just either heal or pop your opponent's Digimon. Let me just explain that a little better. Its main effect is play a level 5 Digimon card a purple level 5 Digimon card from your trash without paying its memory cost. If there are 10 or more cards in your trash, you may play 1 Digimon card with Lucamon in its name without paying its memory cost instead. So the idea is, once you're at 10 cards in trash, you play this and you either bring out a Lucamon Chaos Mode because he's level 5, or a Lucamon, the yellow one, the on-play recover one. So yeah, this is either 8 cost to heal you 1 or 8 cost to blow up your opponent's level 6 or lower Digimon. So yeah guys, let us know what you think down in the comments. Don't forget, stay toppin'.